We're just going through due process of how we explore, signing the agreement with the locals, and then working to drill that very, very good target. It's big, and I'm a geologist by training. And it brings tears to my eyes. It's one of the best I've seen in the world in 40 years.
Hello and thank you for tuning in to the Assay TV, where today we're on day 2 of our 121 Hong Kong mining investment event. Today I'm joined by Mena Habib, the Managing Director of Power Minerals, and David Turvey, the Non-Executive Director. Power Minerals is a diversified ASX-listed mineral resource company with a portfolio of projects in high-quality mineral belts in Argentina and South Australia. So welcome, Mena. Welcome, David. Great to have you here today.
Thanks, Katie. Great to be here.
Okay, so just to kick things off, can I get a quick overview of your company and some of its key objectives?
Definitely. So Power Minerals is a new name in battery minerals and technologies, and that really talks to the minerals that we're assessing, both in Australia and Argentina, being the lithium brine in Salta, and in our own backyard, we're looking at the Musgrave project, which comprises of nickel, copper, cobalt. So really a trend, really a focus on the EV sector, and we're very optimistic on the future of the EV metals, which is really going to drive our business in the short term and long term.
Okay, excellent. So let's talk about the Salta Lithium Brine Project. You're currently conducting some mineral resource drilling. And what are you actually expecting to find? How will this affect the MRE?
Yeah, good question. So we've recently announced some early indications which are very positive on the brine and what we're seeing. And we're hoping that's going to add a significant upgrade to the current resource. So in total, we drilled 1,200 meters, and that was comprising of 4 holes. So that puts us in a very solid position in terms of that resource upgrade. And what it means for our shareholders is that we're going to move from that 239,000 ton current target which we have, and that's going to increase hopefully significantly. And the best thing about it is then we're moving on to Rincon, which should be drilling imminently. And once again, Rincon, we've got 60,000 tons there currently, and that's going to increase. We're hoping that's going to increase once again significantly, and that will feed into the current PEA scoping study that we're conducting, which will then talk to the commercial terms of the project. And once again, it's unlocking value for our shareholders. We've seen what our peers have been able to achieve at Rincon, being Argosy. So we know that the brine chemistry will be similar, and we're going to be in a much stronger position, hopefully within 4 weeks once that drilling campaign is finished. And then we move straight to Pocitos, which is the best in terms of infrastructure. So what it means, again, for our shareholders is you're going to get another increase in that resource. So a lot to look forward to, but it is a very exciting time for the company and for its shareholders, where we're definitely going to be catching up to our peers and trying to fast track to production. That's the key message for our shareholders. We don't have the biggest project, but when you look at individually, if we're able to fast track and have a plan at each of our projects, what that will mean in terms of our market cap and our future.
Excellent. So in terms of a timeline, how soon are you expecting this update? I know you probably can't give exact dates, but relatively soon?
Yeah, so hopefully we have a resource upgrade post Incahuasi in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So all the cores have been sent to the US, so we're waiting on those results. We've got a good indication of what the brine grades look like, which we're really happy with. So yeah, we'll have the first upgrade within 4 to 6 weeks. We then commence, as I mentioned, we commence drilling at Rincon. Once that's complete, we then have to wait another 4 to 6 weeks to get that results, and then we move to Pocitos. And once again, once we start drilling there, 4 to 6 weeks post drilling, we hope for that final resource upgrade. But we are also expecting the PEA to hopefully be ready in the near future, and that talks to the commercial terms of the business and what it looks like on one of our salars, and that will be repeated across all our project locations. So Incahuasi, Pocitos, and obviously Rincon, which I've spoken about. So I like to think of our business as we've got different businesses in the one project. So I hope that makes sense. But that's what we're looking for: 2,000 to 3,000 tons at Rincon, maybe a 5,000 to 10,000 Pesitos because there's more ground there, and maybe a 2 to 5,000 at Incahuasi. So we're very optimistic, but let's let our resource do the talking. But it's great that in parallel, as a business, we're looking at the commercial terms of the business in parallel with the resource upgrade. So I think it's important. Speed to market is important, and the one positive of having smaller projects, you will get to production faster. And I think once again, Argosy is a great example of that. And our shareholders, I encourage them to look at Argosy's track and timelines, what they've been able to achieve. We've studied them very closely, and we've learned a lot. And we're hoping to implement that, across all our projects.
Excellent. So we've covered the Salta Lithium Brine Project. Let's circle back to your Musgrave project. What exploration has been conducted so far at this project?
I'll let David answer this one. This is why he came to, Power Minerals in the first place. So he's really passionate about it. So I will hand over to him.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, thanks, Mena. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, look, the Musgrave project is in my backyard in South Australia, in northern South Australia. It is Aboriginal land, Indigenous land. Our company has been on that land for quite some time and exploring. So our relationships with the local communities is very good. As a company, we have explored well and drilled a lot of holes there and taken a lot of samples. And that means you've been working with the local community, getting on the ground in different areas. We've progressed with different targets over time. The last 6 or 8 years has been quite slow because it has been quite constrained in access, particularly with COVID. No one was allowed to go in there. It was completely isolated, a bit like Hong Kong where we're sitting at the moment. It was quite isolated. But we're working on getting an agreement with the community, another agreement with the community to explore a particular target. It's called the Pink Slipper target. That is in a joint venture with Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto is asking us and wanting us to explore it, and the community are wanting and asking us to explore it. So we're just going through due process of how we explore, signing the agreement with the locals, and then working to drill that very, very good target. It's big, and I'm a geologist by training. And it brings tears to my eyes. It's one of the best I've seen in the world in 40 years.
And it comprises of various licenses, doesn't it?
Yeah, the whole area is a number of licenses, and you do go through and progress on different targets in different licenses. But both of us, Rio Tinto and ourselves, have been exploring other licenses under this same agreement with them. And we're getting towards what we believe is, both of us believe is one of the better targets on the area. So we'll drill that. So yes, a number of licenses, Katie, and we've been there a long time. It's a key message. We've spent good money, good time on the ground there. Well,
we mentioned money. I was going to say, how are the finances looking for the company? Are you well funded to keep exploring?
Yeah, at this stage we are. So we're not looking to raise money in the short term, but it's a hard question to answer. But the best thing is, and what shareholders should take comfort in, is the fact that we're spending the money in the ground. A very aggressive campaign. In the past 12 months, we've drilled 3 projects across 2 countries. So it just talks to the nature of our business and what we're trying to achieve. So when the money is required, it goes back straight into the ground to unlock more value for our shareholders, so that in time we're able to move to that production phase.
Mena and Katie, I'll interrupt here because I have a slightly different view on it. A complementary view is that the assets are of a quality they will demand more money to be spent. So we're very asset rich. So the money will come when the time is right to explore those sort of things. So we don't see it necessarily because the market knows we have very good assets. It's a matter of being able to get on the ground and spend the money to do that sort of thing. So the quality of the asset will pull us as well.
It's great to have two separate comments as well. Okay, just to round things up, because we've come to the end, what future milestones can our investors look out for, the big ones?
Yep. Again, good question. So the big milestones that are upcoming, we're going to have a resource upgrade. So hopefully it's a significant resource as a result of the drilling at Incahuasi. Then with the same Rincon and Pesitos. So just expect ongoing news flow that talks to the drilling campaigns that we're doing. We're also looking at moving to binding MOUs with some of the MOUs that we've announced. And we're having really good discussions. I'll be in Beijing in the next couple of weeks assessing Sunrest and their plant. So we want to, hopefully in time put pen to paper and make that a binding agreement. We've already been given quotes from Sunrest, and so it's exciting to, start to visualize what could lie ahead for us and our shareholders. And we're going to have the PEA, so the scoping study. Hopefully we can get that out shortly, and that talks to the commercial terms of our business. And there's always, there's things that can, that are unexpected that could come out also. So we're working hard, and we're really looking to unlock value for everyone involved.
And I will just add one more bit of news flow, and it's back onto the Musgrave nickel-copper-cobalt assets. The news flow there is related to us getting on the ground and the community agreement. So both on the lithium brine side of things, Mena has described it, its resources and other work related to that, the commercial evaluations, other news flow. And that will be very active over the next period, really, the next 3, 6, 12 months. But again, on the other one, the nickel-copper-cobalt asset, getting on the ground, drilling some holes.
Well, it certainly sounds like an exciting time for Power Minerals. And I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me today. And I hope you enjoy your rest of the time in Hong Kong.
Thanks, Katie. Appreciate it.
Thanks.